Yeah, so I was asking if we have guilds in Nigeria that actually work because I've been an SFX person for 7 years and I've never had somebody come to meet me and say, oh, Bise, you should join the guild. Or Bise, there's this group that's all special effects or better still, all filmmakers, crew members are on and this is what we do here. I don't think so. So if there's a guild, then I'm sure I should have come across something like that to say, oh, Nami just no one join, something like that.
I am a member of the DGN.
Okay.
It actually is.
Is it the one with Dominic is now heading or what?
No, that might be the AC and the Actors Guild.
Actors.
DGN is for directors.
Okay.
But I'm a member of it because it is a requirement for before you can have it. Your film can have a theatrical release.
Mm.
Yes, literally a requirement. You must be a member of the Directors Guild.
So how effective is the?
However, I cannot badmouth them before they remove my name from their register. But I will tell you though that we can't really feel the effectiveness, and I think there's a lot of issues that are plaguing our guilds. We have a writers guild, which I'm not part of. I should be, but I mean they've not come to drag me yet to come and join.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I think one thing plaguing because our industry is it's pretty fragmented. We have the people who work on TV, we have the people who work in film, we have and then even on that film, we have the people who work in the old Nollywood.
Yes.
And then the new Nollywood,
yeah.
all of that. There's so much fragmentation.
Actors.
Even though we are all of the same people, we are all the same thing, But when you talk about standardizing fees,
Prices, yeah.
it may not work because now make I no call do talk the one way I don't know. Someone will call me and ask me, did you research?
Mm-hmm.
Did you ask questions? Did you do this? Did you do that? So I think they can be standardized, but I don't think anybody's looking into it. In fact, the guilds go way more than just standardizing fees for actors and crew. It also goes into insurance. This is our industry, health insurance,
yes.
Life insurance and things like that, retirement policies and whatnot. This is our business. We're not 9 to 5ers. One day, you
just break down.
Yes, or you can't keep making films, or you can't keep
also out
working
your
in the
life.
industry.
Yes, I agree.
Yes, and then what happens to you, at that point in time? What have you saved? What have you put aside? Even medical things. Every other day we are talking about an actor that they're trying to raise money for to fly him abroad to do kidney, whatever. That shouldn't be. That should be what the guild is there for. That's literally what they're meant to be there for. You've been contributing to the guild and you pay annual dues. I know I pay annual dues for the DGN. You pay annual dues. It goes to something. It goes to your pension. It goes to your health. It goes to all of these things. So that eventually, when something happens, they're able to support you. Even for legal fees to legal battles, like maybe you feel offended by a producer or whatever, somebody has
you're backing from somewhere.
Rights, then the guild can step in and say, okay, you know what, we'll provide legal backing for you, we'll provide the lawyer, we'll provide the representation and everything. But it isn't so. Whether by design or not, I don't know.
So we're just winging it.
We're just winging it. I mean, we're still just kind of trying to,
But at this point, I think that it's high time. With all of these things that you've mentioned, right? Because I don't know anything about guild, or I just work as a worker, right? But with all of the benefits that comes with being in a guild, I think it's high time somebody or a group of people sit together, maybe us, sit together and just deliberate and see how this can work, because that's when we can actually have a standard rating, in the sense that I even feel like we can't have a standard price.
So can I say something? So I feel that if I had to standardize actors' fees and crew fee, I feel it will really not be fair. Now,
Why?
wait, I'm coming. I'm getting somewhere. Because let's take for instance now. I have a story. I'm a producer. I have a particular budget to tell my story. If there is a standardized fee, actor fee, or crew fee, well, that is if it's going to be reasonable, if the prices are going to be reasonable, because at the same time, so I feel like the experience that different actors have acquired differs.
Yeah.
Right? Okay, for instance, now I attended Clea Falayo Film Academy. I know what I paid in a year. You can see someone who never went to any film school, and maybe by the reason of connection or because I know this person, this man know me or something, you understand, is giving just small amount of money to come and take one or two scenes, right? And me coming from a film academy, I won't be able to accept such amount of money. But now the thing is that this can't stop. I don't think this will ever stop, because if you look at the rate at which a lot of people come into the acting industry now, it's just so much. We find a lot of them coming in, and now coming back to the fact that we have a lot of producers who have these ideas, who wants to go into filmmaking, but the budget is not just. So I think it will not be fair on all producers.
But I think you're talking about life in general.
So,
in the sense that, sorry to cut you short, in the sense that if I want to buy tomato from this woman, if she's selling it at 300 naira, another woman beside her is selling at 200 naira.
No, that's tomatoes,
I'd rather want to buy from a 200 naira tomato. If the tomato is Hausa tomato, it's different from Yoruba, how would I put it? It's different from a Yoruba tomato, and women know that these tomatoes are different, right?
Yeah.
You know that, okay, by the time you cook it, this will be different taste from this one, right? So I feel like we can have minimum wage, maybe not a static price, but it should be like a range from this to this based on your experience, your branding, your network. It should be from this to this. If you decide by yourself that, oh, this guy doesn't know how to act, but somebody great recommended him and you want to give him your money, that is your personal business.
So yeah, I was going to say that I think the standardized rates we're talking about is a minimum wage.
Yes, yes,
you
I
cannot
agree.
pay below this
So
wages.
amount, yes.
Yes, so that's literally what's in what applicable in Hollywood. If you're going to work 8 hours on set, then you must work up. An hour is about $8, 50 cents or something, or $12 or whatever it is per hour. I think that should be more applicable. If you're going to work per day, this is the least a gaffer
that
can be
you
paid
can take, yeah.
per day is like 10,000 naira or 5,000 naira per day. That's
per day or per scenes, because some producers can shoot up to 10, 15 scenes in a day.
Let's start with day first. Let's not do scenes.
No,
Let's start with day first.
Scenes might be a bit,
too strong and too deep.
It might be a bit too complex.
Yes, but if we start with hours, like per hour, yeah, that
day.
works.
Okay.
So regardless of how many scenes you shoot per
Do you know
hour.
why I'm saying this? I've worked on a few sets. They call a particular time. Okay, we are going to start shooting by 12. We end up shooting by 6 p.m. Now, if I'm sitting and waiting,
you should be paid.
I should be paid.
Yes, you should be
and
paid.
these producers will pay it.
The right thing to
As
do
long as you
is to be
clocked in
paid. Yes.
When you showed up on set,
You should be
it's
paid.
none of your business now.
Yes.
You showed up, like if I went to work, I left my house, I went to the set.
And I clocked in.
I clocked in. I have to be paid for that day.
Yes.
Now it now depends on your relationship with the producer that says, you know what, okay, see, this is the issue, blah blah blah. Can we talk? Can we renegotiate this day? Can you give us discount or something because we started late or whatever it is? But you are entitled to
Being paid.
being paid for
Even
that
if
day.
they don't work.
Yeah, I mean, it's the same thing with equipment. Now, if you rent a camera to
Then-
work on that day,
Mhm.
you have to pay for it. You
Yes.
cannot go back and
Even
return
if
and
you
say, "I
don't
did not
use,
shoot."
yes.
That is none of your business of the rental company that you did not shoot.
So it's either you didn't stand your ground to say, oh,
Yeah.
so I'm sorry, I have to be
Okay.
paid.
Yes.
Even if they are going to look at you as a bad person, it's just
Mhm.
common sense that you're paid,
Mhm.
really.
Yeah.
And I also think that having a minimum wage would reduce this problem of starting 6 hours after call time. Because everybody, even a producer, executive producer, is thinking, hey, I'm paying them per hour, I beg, make everybody hurry, right? So that, and then everything they need to put in place for shoots to start by a particular time, aside from natural disasters, will start at the right time. Do you get?
I feel like some industries in some sectors in our industry is already standardizing. I mean, like extras for day players, for instance, they have a minimum fee.
Yes, I agree.
They have a minimum fee, and they have very strong solidarity. They show up on your sets, and then you are doing anyhow, you have to pay them.
Yes.
And if you do anyhow too much, they'll walk out on your sets.
Yes.
And you won't get extras again.
And then you must feed them too.
And you
That
feed
is very
them, you do
important.
everything. So
Because you hear them, one person will just say, we are hungry. You just hear everybody, we are hungry, we are hungry. And then you have to stop shoot to just feed them. Yeah. So, yeah, I think minimum wage, then experience too matters, because minimum wage of, from 5K to 10K, I'll be paying so intermediates, beginner.
So now, if you want
like
to
that.
earn more, it now depends on your negotiating power and your branding.
Yes, that's another
If you
thing.
show up as I'm the best, makeup artist in Nigeria, yeah, and this is my dues, then people pay you according to that.
Yes, I agree.
That's just
I
it.
agree.
But an entry-level person who's coming into the industry cannot now be paid 1,000 naira.
Yes.
No, you must be paid minimum of
of
5,000 an hour or
5,000.
10,000 an hour or whatever
Or
it is.
1,000 naira hour.
Yeah. So, but you cannot be
So
paid
is that
less than
is that still undergoing debate, or it's
I think we have
established?
solidified it that.
No, I mean that the actors minimum wage, and have they finalized it, or we're still talking about it?
No, I'm just saying. I mean, this is quite informal for the day players, the extras, the day players. That's informal on their part. But if this come to become like a thing, and producers know that you cannot mess with these guys.
And you need them.
You need them,
Anyway,
and you cannot mess
yes.
with them. And if you mess up, your production is in jeopardy. You're not going to have extras. So it's left for other departments and the guilds and blah 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 and the rest of the other professionals to say, you know what, we're going to be we stand in solidarity and be just like these guys, these day players, and stand on our rights and do what. But the problem I find most times is that hunger did this land.
Now you're trying to you're reaching
Hunger.
you're reaching because
So if we decide, okay, let's band it together, all directors, and we're not going to take
you
this
see
job.
some people at one corner.
But it's normal now. There will always be.
And now
Judas.
those ones they spoil them. Now those ones go they spoil this road that we're even this.
So let's say that we have
'cause
a guild that works, right? And on the guild's rules and regulation, this is the starting point. This is the starting standard price that you're supposed to take.
Okay.
Now, if you are under that guild and you don't take that particular starting point because you decide that there's hunger in the land and you go way less,
Yeah.
how about you pay a fine for it?
Who is paying the fine?
The person that
Who
took
comes
the
to
job.
act? Okay.
If you're an actors guild,
Yeah.
right, and you have a rule that, you are supposed to collect 200K per day, right, and then you find another project that says, Joe, help us do 50K per day, right?
What about those
And
that are
then
not in Actors Guild? Because we have made so many of them.
that's why I'm saying actors guild first.
Okay.
For people that are outside
Funny enough,
actors guild.
producers don't. These producers I'm talking about, they don't go after those ones that are in the Actors Guild. They are going after these ones that are very desperate and passionate about this acting thing, and they want to.
But it's go
just
still
want
meet
to
them
appear.
for front too, because it go still meet them
Because
for
I feel
front.
that is where we should even start
So
from.
I feel like
addressing.
the guilds the actors guild we have right now kind of have a policy like this. I remember filming in Enugu some time ago, and we had actors from Lagos. So I don't know how the actors guild found out we were filming and where we were filming. and they showed up, and like, we have to gonna shut down this set, that you are not filming with guild members, that shows your actors who are guild members, and we have to settle it out, you know.
Pay them.
No, I can't remember how we resolved it, but we did resolve it. But I found that a bit silly, because a producer is allowed to work with non-guild members, you know. Your own is to protect people who are under your guild.
Under your guild.
So if we had employed somebody from the guild and then pay them less, that should have been their fight.
Yeah.
Now, why are you
agree.
paying them less?
Yes,
They
I
want to
agree.
collect money.
So not coming to attack us for not using your members. What's my business with your members?
Yes.
But
What if I don't find any
Sentiments.
the actors that I want in your members, among
yeah.
your members?
Okay. I also still think that every actor that is celebrity, or better still, the known face, the ones that are budding, the ones that are coming up and they are great, needs to be in a guild, because that's what will help us to curb this whole issue, in the sense that, so the ones that are outside are the ones that are, I don't want to say the word in my mouth so that it won't look like I'm...
Have you seen YouTube recent? Have you seen the number of producers on YouTube? Yeah, so TV. So TV, and you see the names of their movie, and you see the numbers of actors. You don't even get to see them. Like, we have so many of them. So how do we get them to sign up for this Actors Guild?
Guilds, for now, cannot work. That's my own personal opinion. Because the government is not working. Guilds work. They are like governments. The way government governs a country. So the challenges guilds will face are the same challenges that are happening in our government. Corruption. Do you understand?
Enforcement.
Unnecessary enforcement. You are driving, police stop you. Now, Jide went to shoot in Enugu. Some people came to challenge him. What rights do you have? If you are not doing the right thing as a guild, what are we talking about? Do you understand?
Yeah.
There was a recent thing that happened that an actor died somewhere outside Lagos. I don't want to mention names.
Yeah.
And I now heard that the guild said everybody should shut down production for a week. Rest in peace, that actor, but that is wrong. Do you know why? We all know that money burns in production. Money is burnt every second you waste. Telling people that please take a second to remember this guy.
It's fine.
Do you understand? If we decide not to remember him, then it's also our rights as members of Nigeria, or
Humans.
citizens of Nigeria. That is why we have a democracy. That is why it is not a dictatorship. So you as a guild cannot come to my set and tell me to shut down my set because an actor died. I know it sounds harsh. Do
The
you
show
understand
must
what I'm
always go
saying?
on, yeah.
But it shows that people misuse power a lot in Nigeria.
Yeah.
That is why I believe guilds cannot work.
So what can work?
What can work is what we have been doing, even as Nigerians, protest. Coming together in small groups. Do you understand? That is what has been working. You guys now spoke about, I'm sorry, but guilds cannot work because even the guilds outside are supported by the government. Do you understand? What they enforce is indirectly supported, do you understand, by law. Do you understand? That's another thing. Even our law system is corrupt. Somebody stole your script. You're in script something guide. Oh yeah, take the person to court. The person has more money than you.
You've lost it.
Case.
Yes.
Guilds cannot work because our government is not working. That's my own opinion. I don't know about you guys.
I totally agree.
What will work and what I have seen work constantly is small pockets of protest, small pockets of union. You are on set, your producer is doing you anyhow. People come together and say we're not doing it.
Again.
That is what is working. You are an extra, they are doing anyhow. You people go to the corner and say, let's tell them we want to be going. I'm sorry, but I feel like informal guilds
will work
But at
better.
some points, that informality has to translate to formality.
How will it translate if you know that you're... See, have you ever been inside a guild proper? The way they do is just like the way Nigerian government... Very, it's politics.
It's very
Guilds
political.
are political
So I think,
in nature.
they're
They
very
are
political.
political in nature.
They're just there to stand in for whenever the government wants to,
Yes,
you know.
and that cannot change because the core of Nigeria is dirty.
These girls, they ensure plenty money. That during that Jonathan period,
That's the thing.
Right
Jonathan
now,
was sharing money
right
to,
now, see,
to
there is a fund
guilds.
that you guys should have access to, a creative fund
Yeah.
of billions of naira. Probably it's the guilds that will first hear about it. Do you think
It's
they're
the
going to
guilds
tell you
that
as
it's the
members?
guilds
It's
that
the guilt, exactly.
It is political in nature. So because of that, because we as Nigerians, we do not understand the ownership of our country. We do not understand ownership. We do not understand togetherness. We understand Oyo. That is our policy as a nation.
Oyo.
Your
Oyo.
own.
And it affects every area of
Yeah.
the country,
Yeah.
every industry. And because of that, guilds will not work. That's
So-
my opinion.
can I
You
pivot
want
to
to counter?
no, not counter. Can I pivot to something else?
Oh.
Okay, so guilds are not working, all of that, everybody from their own. Then how do you guarantee that people on their own can at least see a fair wage for the work done? Because recently I saw a post of one of our madam that talked about negotiation and let me teach you about negotiation and all of that, how to negotiate with producers and whatnot. That's for crew members and everything. And while I have my reservations about this person that has put forth this thing, I think it was a valid concern. A lot of people don't know how to price themselves.
Yes, I agree with that.
Maybe it's because of the what's it called, how murky the entire process of payments and pricing is. You don't know what this person is truly earning.
Yes.
You don't know what that person is truly earning.
Yes.
Exactly.
So if perhaps maybe you knew that, this other director was earning this or this other actor was earning that truly, I
You'll
can
be
say
able
okay,
to price up.
I can be able to say okay, well, I am on that level, or I'm I have that, and I'm saying okay, I can
Yeah.
ask
I
for
agree.
that.
Because I know there are a lot of times that you get to set after you've agreed on a price and you get to set and you're like, I've been cheated.
Yes, and then
Because you're seeing the
Even
equipment,
your
you're
co-actors do
seeing
not want to even tell you
how much they've collected.
Yeah.
You're seeing the equipment, you're seeing the kind of actors that are on
See that the
set,
director
you're
is a
seeing
white
locations
man,
and you're like,
wow.
you write a script, and then the producer says, we don't have money.
We don't have money.
There's no budget.
there's never money, there's never
And then you
budget.
finish this role, they pay you some measly amount, and then you go ahead, production starts, and you are sharing that the budget is 200 million, and you were paid like maybe it was
Yeah.
500,000 or 300,000, and you're
That
like,
is even still fair. I'm a script writer, so I know what I collect sometimes, and I just shake my head and say,
I'm
God.
like,
But for script writers, why is it that is it?
So-
I'm sorry, I'm just trying to sound like a novice because I don't know if it's light, sound, SFX. I know, but for script writing, do you guys get like a what do they call that? Like after the movie is royalty.
We do get it, but most of the time it's just a one-off thing. You write, you get
I
paid,
mean, when you see royalty,
Because
and
I
that,
think I have to interrupt.
and that's
I was
it.
going to ask.
You-
because
some producers will even tell me that they will pay me to not put my name on the script.
I mean that's okay
Yeah.
as far as you're getting
But
paid well.
they do. That's just the point. I don't know what, because I don't know if it's because I'm still like I'll get there someday. I'm not very up there. You see, and what they are offering, even at that, it's very very meager, very very low. So I really think that
So I think it's about really pricing yourself properly and
That's
being
Yes.
able to negotiate properly.
for
Because
actors now having a manager, because I feel a manager is someone that will do that well for you. But now,
so for us,
how many actors can get managers for?
for the writing bits, most times I'll admit that most times when producers, on that script level or the script stage, most times the producer doesn't know how much he can actually rake in. He hasn't, gone out to look for investors.
Source
He
for
doesn't
funds.
know source for funds, so he doesn't really know. He doesn't even have a budget yet, so he can't really pay you whatever it is you're worth or whatever. Eventually, when he gets the money and then he realizes, I can actually get 200 million. I can. Or if an investor comes in and says, okay, go and make it with 500 million or whatever it is, then you feel cheated because this is not it. I collected you told me the budget
Normally,
for
they're
this.
supposed to come back to the writer and say, okay, oh, this was what we got at the end of the day. And
You shouldn't even, unless you work in a back end deal with the producer that,
Back-end
okay, you
deal.
know what, you can pay me in percentage of the film or whatever,
Okay.
whatever. Yeah. But I think you as a writer, with your services, you need to be able to price yourself. This
Yeah.
is how much I'm worth. This is what you need to pay me for my service. I do, regardless of whatever, how much you are making for your movie or how much your budget of your film is. This is
well, you've been
my
talking before.
fee.
You've been talking something just now. You said hunger day, right? But I
Yes.
think that's what a lot of people.
But-
A lot of people. Sorry to cut you. But I think now we as creative writers, actors, we need to now we need to take our stand, go through that. Even if we're going to lose that job, with the hope that the person who's going to pay you will come. You understand? Then you'll be able to retain your worth. You'll be able to retain it. But it's just that.
So if you have value in yourself, like you know what you're worth, it doesn't, it takes a while before you get to that point. But once you know what you're worth, you're able to stand on what, you did not go and lobby for the job.
Exactly.
They showed up and they called your number, they showed up, and all of that. So they recognize your worth.
Yeah.
That's already bargain enough for you.
For you.
I know there's a
Yeah.
fear that comes with, oh my God, if I lose this one,
lose
and
this
when
job.
is the next
Next
one
one
coming?
So
coming.
the honest truth is,
Life is a risk.
life is a risk. And this our industry, this our business, that this hustle we don't do. It is not a hustle where you can earn money. You cannot earn a living from it. I'm sorry. That is my personal
Must have a
stance.
side also. Yeah.
You must have a main hustle. This is your side hustle.
No, that big.
Yeah, maybe.
This is
I
not.
agree.
This is not. I'm
I
serious.
agree.
I worked in the
Exactly.
industry for close to 20 years.
Hmm.
This is not, something you can do as a main hustle.
Yeah.
Yeah,
also.
I agree.
You cannot plan your life on it. You can't do anything
Yeah.
on
I
it.
agree.
So the best thing, and for you to build credibility over time and build, your portfolio
So
or
for
whatever
this,
it is.
for this craft,
build your
you should
branding.
first passion over money making. First of all.
First of all,
That's
first
the
of
major
all,
thing,
Yeah.
actually.
Because
And because that's what
let
will
me
bring
tell you something
money.
else. Let me tell you another thing. People price you based on where you price yourself.
Hmm.
So when I started working with agencies, doing commercials and all of that, one thing that, because we had friends in the agencies, one thing that that was common that they always tell you is that make sure you don't price yourself too low because you are desperate to get the job. Because once you price yourself, say, okay, no worry, this commercial, I can do it for 5 million. That becomes your fee forever.
Yeah.
Whenever they will
I
not
agree.
think of you when they want to make a project
For
of 20
200
million
million.
or to 15
Yes,
or 20,
I
200
agree.
million. It's only when they have something for 5 million
That they
come to meet
remember you. Yeah.
Because you are the guy, you are the go-to guy who can make it work with 5 million.
May I even?
Personal branding, that's just it.
May I, I'm of.
So even if it means, you know what, I'm going to go hungry, let me go and stay in my house and, drink my garri. Do
That's
that.
fine.
Do that. Take your stance.
And that's
because
why you have
you've
another also.
you stood on something. That person you told that your fee, no, you cannot do 5 million. That your fee is this. When next he thinks, okay, I have 20 million budget, and there's somebody that says that guy fits into my budget, he'll come to you.
What I usually do for me and for people that are probably going to watch this, how I try to negotiate well, because I also had issues with this negotiation at first. Yeah. So I have somebody taught me this thing and it's been working for me so well. By the way, let me put in a joke. So there are some people that when you call them for a job, they will ask you, is it Netflix or
On
Amazon?
YouTube.
And I think that's very ridiculous, sincerely speaking. But back to
Because you
it.
don't know.
Yes, because I don't know. So back to it. How I do it is I have a list figure that I can ever collect in film industry, right, per day. I have a middle figure that I can say, oh, I'm great. Then I have the highest figure, right? And that highest figure is not boxed. So I also know that sometimes I can, if it's from somebody, sometimes common research, just somebody is calling you and the person is saying, oh, I'm from so. call your friends and say, do you know some people from so? Have you ever worked with them before? Because I think that will also help you when it comes to pricing. So I know that I can never, and I'm not capping for everybody that has to hear me, I can never go under 100K per day. I know that even if it's a day job or 1 year job, I can never go below 100K per day. That is my minimum wage, right? Then middle wage now depends on all my research that I've done, that I'll now be like, okay, maybe we can do, And then sometimes if you have like a month projects, you can't do 100K per day. Do you want to ruin their production? Do you get? So you have to know that, okay, middle wage, this is a normal money that I will collect, and I won't be like, I helped them. I'm doing my job and I'm getting really paid. Then there are some with your research too that you'll be able to say, now I want to go. I'm sorry.
I'm doing behind the scene now.
I'm smiling for you now.
Okay. There are some that I know that I want to go way beyond. And there are some good friends that will call you and be like, babe, I have one job for you. Please don't say 4 million or 6 million. Start from 30 million. And you'll be like, even when they say to start from 30 million, you start from 40 million. Because you're like, if my friend can tell me start from 30 million, maybe I should just up it a bit. Then we can come down to 30 million and we'll get it. So I always advise people, have one that you know that even if they insist from heaven to earth and they say, it is 100K, you know that is your own personal branding. That is you saying, I'm standing on it. If you guys are not going to give me this job, peace out. Right?
So I think something, sorry for
but if you don't have a price, you don't have at all, then that makes it an issue, because that's when you're now thinking, am I shortchanging myself? Am I? But if you know that, I can't do 100K, lesser than 100K, then that's fine. So yeah, personal branding.
It's personal branding.
Personal branding.
I think beyond even having guilds, I think one thing that's really important that we have in Nigeria is management. Creatives need management.
I agree.
People who do all that, financial talk and all of that for you.
Yes.
As a creative, your own is just to create. You can't be bogged down. There are some people who are naturally gifted, they know how to do all the money talk and all of that. Yeah, go ahead and manage yourself. But a lot of creatives we need more people to come out and, manage talents, And that will solve a lot of problems, to be honest. Because your management, a good management, or not just your brother. Because I've encountered that. I mean, an actor will just go and get their uncle or their boyfriend.
Yeah.
There's one that will go boyfriend to manage her.
Oh my
this
God.
This person knows nothing about the industry and all of that, knows nothing about other actors, knows nothing about production, but just in his mind just feels, my girlfriend is the best in the world and she's worth this. I'm like, your girlfriend is not worth 5 million naira. She's not even waiting when she starts the act. But in his mind, he feels that productions, movie films, the film productions should be paying rich. They have money, they should be paying. When you don't even know the producer, you don't know the project, you don't read the script, you don't know anything about the project, and you are just arbitrarily just putting a price. There is an art to it. There's a science to it. You need to understand the industry. You need to understand where your client works. You need to be realistic. You also need to be a bit ambitious. There's a lot that goes into it.
You see this.
And the manager knows all of those things and able to be realistic about it.
You see this thing that you just mentioned about being realistic is very important, especially when it comes to money issues in the industry and pricing yourself, putting a price on your worth and your value, in the sense that you're just starting out. You want to start earning 1 million. How? Like, nobody has seen your work.
Your works.
You have only done 2 films that is hidden somewhere, somehow in the sky that we have not really seen, right? You are not out there. But you are like, I know my worth.
I was going to ask that question.
I know my worth. I'm collecting 1 million. I don't think that makes sense. I feel like honing the craft is the first thing. Because I live by one rule. The work I did last cannot be better than the work I'm doing next, right? And that means even if you don't have the money to go for borrow safe, what am I saying? Even if you don't have money to go for actors training
and all.
watch YouTube videos. There are a lot of materials out there that you can actually watch to train yourself. I live by one rule. My job for my last year cannot be better than this one that I'm doing, right? And another thing is, the money I collected last year, I can't collect it this year. So I know that, and that means that I have to work on myself. And I also know that the more you are better, the more, you don't even need to scream it too much. Yeah. The money will come. The more work you put in yourself, you don't need to, there will be a point and you're just like,
the value will attract what you want.
I'm collecting 10 million, wow. You know, and then you're like, oh yeah, I did the work. Because even people will tell you, oh yeah, you did the work, yeah, buying this film. So it is not a situation of, I'm an actor. I know how to do my lines. I know how to copy lines, and then
so it's not just about actors now, even
generally, yes, generally.
So that's I think that's why some producers come to those people they feel have not really
they're not there.
They're not there yet. So that's why they are able to price, pay very low, and those ones are trying to like put it out there that yes, I am good. So they are trying to create profile for themselves, and that's why they collect such amount of money, so that as time goes on, so how do you see that? Is that okay?
It still boils down to your brand, what you can do, what you have done, what you think that is worth money.
So if when you're still learning, you're
why
still
are you
trying
about profits?
when you're still learning, you go learn now. You'll be an apprentice and you settle down and do the job regardless of the money. Of course, apprentices you should have at least, they should be able to pay you something, because the country is not easy. You have to transport yourself to where you're going, you have to feed yourself and all of that. But still, you can't expect big money or whatever it is. There is, because you know you are there to learn. And that knowledge, they teach them for school. I was at a film festival over the weekend. Somebody made mention, one of the speakers made mention. I was a speaker, but another speaker made mention of something. He said one of the people that they gain the most knowledge in the industry and they don't know are these boys that, this camtex, these boys that go out with cameras to sets all the time. Like, that is an amazing amount of training that you don't realize that it is, because you get the opportunity to work with every director, producer, the cinematographer in the country. They are working with white people, they are working with Nigerians, they're working with the best, they're working so they first hand they are learning everything that everybody knows. Every music video, every movie, everything that they are there to see it happen. And when you go through that, after a year or 2 years of that, you are somewhere. So I don't expect a camtech. Yes, you should be, paid whatever your wages, but I don't expect you to, come out and start saying, oh yeah, what's this? No, that's knowledge you are getting there. People, they go New York Film Academy.
Yes, to go and learn it. I agree.
I usually tell some people, approach me, oh, I want to be in the department, camera, whatever. I say, you need to understudy first. What I can do for you, I can help you with, somebody, a very renowned person. You can go and learn, because there's nothing quite like learning practically. Improve yourself first of all. Be worth that money that you're trying to collect. And constantly also improve yourself. So that you can bargain with a place.
You have power to even bargain well. Yes.
You have a solid place to bargain from.
So I have a short story. So I had like an intern, and the intern was like, oh, levels have changed, And I'm like, okay, no problem. So we renegotiate. And the next task I give the intern, she's like, oh, I don't know how to do this. Can you show me? And I'm like, you are still an intern.
So why are you renegotiating?
Do you understand? Can you show me? How do I do this? You are still learning. If I want to pay you as a normal person, I'm employing, I do not want to ever hear, how do I do this? That means you are learning.
That means you're learning.
Do you understand? Like, that means, so there's
I don't want to hear, I don't know how to.
Yes, because the reason why I'm getting you and as a professional, it's so that you can remove that burden away
For
from
me,
you.
yeah.
Do you understand? And this was doing a film shoot where we were so busy, we didn't have time for somebody to come and ask, how do I? Dude, everybody's busy. That's so many things on my. I am not going to be training you on. Do you understand what I'm saying? So I agree with you guys that people need to learn to walk.
Yeah.
You know, crawl, walk,
And
then
then
jump.
Then
So
jump.
when it gets to that level, when you become a pro,
Pro.
you know, when people meet you, be like, oh, sorry,
Oh,
I
I'm
don't connect
sorry.
such.
There's even some confidence
Yes,
that
now
comes
there are some
with
people
it.
you
Yeah.
reach out to, they'll be like, no, that's not my fee.
You guys can't pay me.
Excuse me.
There's some people that will tell you that's you can't
You
pay
will
me.
pay.
You
There's some
guys
people
can't
that
pay
fear
me.
will be catching you.
To
To even
approach.
negotiate with them,
Yeah.
yes.
Tell them your
I've-
price.
I've
Price.
had that
Sorry,
before,
sir.
Seth.
Please,
Like, I mean,
us, sir.
you were like, I'm like, why you no coming? They say, we don't have your money.
Money.
So how do you know my money is?
From far.
You go just know, say, yes.
Please.
Yes, I agree.
All right, guys, let's wrap up on it.
Alright.
This topic was sweet, so people were going on and on.
Yes, we're sorry.
So
We're
let's wrap
sorry.
up. We have two more. I think two more topics to go.
Yeah, so
So
major.
let's everybody conclude.
Okay.
Let's wrap up, yeah.
So for me, I will still stand on the fact that for you to have better pay, good pay, don't start film from the first instance I want to make profit. Learn the craft.
Yeah.
Money will come and find you. That's how it is. So yeah, thank you.
Yeah, just to add to what you've just said, yeah, when you get more value, you attract what you're worth.
Yes.
You understand? So, and don't be too much in a hurry to make money in this industry. I that's one thing I've learned. Don't be too much in a hurry to make money. Connect, network, improve on your skill. If you're a scriptwriter, watch movies and get that skill. Do as much as you can to be the best at what you do. Then from there, you will attract your clients, your those that will pay you well.
So I think I'll end with just reiterating that if you have access to be able to get a manager, a solid one that knows what they are doing, that won't throw your career inside toilets like a couple of actors we know. Try and get that. Get management. If you know you're not too good at negotiating, find someone else that will do that for you. At least someone that you can ask advice from. Something I do personally. Sometimes I reach out to even our producer here knows. Sometimes I reach out to her like, you know what? There's a client. There's this. How much? What do you think the level should be? How much is this? What's da. So I can get like a good sense of what it should be.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you're not an island.
No man is an island.
this